Right, welcome to special show of Niaga AWANI in conjunction with MWC 2025 Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. And of course, today we want to highlight and focus on the advancing of Malaysia's digital future, as the demand for seamless connectivity grows. Malaysia is rapidly scaling up its digital infrastructure to stay ahead in the global race, and the 5G rollout is expected to contribute around 8.5 billion US dollar to Malaysia's GDP by 2030, while innovations in sustainable telecom infrastructure are shaping the future of connectivity. And at MWC 2025, EDOTCO is taking center stage, unveiling cutting-edge solutions that support Malaysia's smart city ambitions, carbon neutrality goals, and next generation connectivity. And with me right now, EDOTCO Group CEO Adlan Tajuddin, to discuss the company roles in driving Malaysia's digital transformation and its key takeaways from MWC. Mr. Adlan, thank you so much for being with us today. First of all, in what ways does EDOTCO's participation in MWC 2025 align with its mission to enhance Malaysia connectivity landscape, and what key technologies are you unveiling?
Thank you for having me here today, Asyraf. I think we are here today with the Malaysian delegates, compromising the Malaysian officials, regulators, as well as I think key industry players. This is the second year that Malaysia have put out a booth at the MWC. So therefore, based on the success of last year, I think this year Malaysia have taken a bigger size booth. Hopefully, they are able to share a lot more of the Malaysia success story. I think our presence here in MWC today reaffirms our commitment towards shaping of future digital infrastructure, not only in Malaysia, but also across all our footprint. And I think if you look at some of our footprint, they are highly growth country with high population. For example, like Indonesia, Bangladesh, as well as Pakistan. From our perspective, I think Malaysia is actually at the leading in a good position essentially today, because they are in the lead in South Asia in terms of the digital revolution. Because of its strategic position, its sound policies, as well as progressive policies, as well as in terms of the rapid 5G development, Malaysia is actually in a good position to really track and drive as a connectivity hub in the region. So I think our goal today here is really to showcase Malaysia in that respect. If you look at that perspective, I think Malaysia, if you look at from our perspective today, we are showcasing the success story of Malaysia today, and really undertaking a pivotal role, in terms of the championing the connectivity across the region. And essentially, if this, we will actually unveil some of our key business model that have worked successfully in Malaysia, which could be replicated across the world. And with that business model, is essentially, I think countries could essentially accelerate in terms of the digital connectivity across nation.
Mr. Adlan, I've been informed that EDOTCO is showcasing design innovations for carbon neutrality, including renewable energy powered and towers, and also modular design. How do these solutions actually contribute to Malaysia's sustainability goals?
Firstly, I think when EDOTCO was actually established, I mean, we are really established on the green, trying to push for a green solution, green energy towards the market. I think that was the whole purpose of, and I think today, I think we have, since our establishment in 2013, we have really pushed the boundaries to a certain extent, coming out with a lot of innovative, green innovative solution, right? Be it in terms of the tower design, in terms of the infrastructure design, whether in terms of the renewable energy, as well as a lot of the other services, on the ground services that we have come up with. Essentially, I think if you look at the sustainability journey of EDOTCO today, we want to build a sustainable network, infrastructure, and essentially today, if you look at our, we have actually come out with a target to be carbon neutral by 2030. This is in line with the Malaysia aspiration of a net zero target by 2050. How do we get there? I think there are a few factors that we will continue to drive. First is really advancing our carbon neutral agenda by 2030. That means that in whatever we do, we try and embrace in terms of sustainability. Sustainability is at the center of our decision making, and that's embedded in terms of our working culture within the organization. Second is, I think we are also focused a lot in terms of refining our tower design, right? To come out with a more a leaner tower structure, lighter tower structure, and more durable. And essentially today, if you look at our tower structure today, it emits less carbon emission. With the leaner structure, our carbon emission will come down even further, right? And we are going to continuously challenge ourselves to come out with a design that can support in terms of a lower carbon emission, to really drive our sustainability agenda forward. I think the third point is also really focusing in terms of renewable energy. So the key for aspect of we do energy, manage energy for most of our customers today, right? And you see that in some of the rural areas, we see that the usage of genset and hence fossil fuel and diesel are quite substantial. In our rollout philosophy, in terms of driving our connectivity today, we are focusing a lot on renewable energy such as solar powered, and also wind turbine, powered energy solution, as well as coming out with a solution that can reduce your carbon emission overall, right? So this aspect will actually go to continue as we move forward. I think the third aspect of our thrust in terms of driving forward sustainability is in terms of our bridging the digital divide. How do we serve the underserved in the underserved area? Hence here we are going with a very efficient solution, a low cost solution, but at the same time that is more sustainable as we move forward. And we do find solutions, for example, in terms of low powered energy, that you don't require to provide gensets at that particular sites. And hence, in that respect, that you will actually deliver a lower carbon emission per site in the rural areas.
Mr. Adnan, I've been informed that EDOTCO has secured strategic MOUs with DNB, U-Mobile, Celcom DG, and Avialto at here, MWC 2025. Maybe what are the key objectives of these collaborations, and how will it accelerate Malaysia's 5G rollout?
I think for us, is a collaboration and partnership are key in terms of how we drive this digital agenda forward. And it is our philosophy to work together with our partners, with the industry, to deliver the best solution. Either for the customers or whether it's for the nation overall. Yes, we have signed 4 strategic MOU. The first being with DNB in Langkawi, to be the first 5G that will enable digital tourism. Right? Langkawi is our key tourism spot attraction, right? So it's important for people that come to Malaysia to experience the 5G empowered network, right? Second, I think we are also signing with Kejuruteraan Rashin. That is in terms to accelerate our connectivity in the Sarawak area. right? With this MOU that we signed with Rashid, we are able to help in terms of a faster rollout of network in the Sarawak area. And this includes to cover places in the underserved, in the rural areas of deep jungle areas of Sarawak. This is also in line with the Sarawak Digital Blueprint of 2030. I think we did sign a few MOUs with some of the other our strategic partners like Celcom DG, U-Mobile, as well as DNB and Avelto. And this essentially is to drive the connectivity, especially on 5G forward. Yeah, with all this collaboration, I believe that together we can work stronger together to really drive the connectivity on 5G towards better quality, not just coverage, but also quality on 5G. That will benefit our consumer overall.
Okay, I would like to bring our discussion into like something interesting related to smart towers with integrated features like EV charging. Okay, maybe you can share EV charging, public Wi-Fi, and also surveillance capabilities. How actually, how do these innovations fit into Malaysia's smart city plans?
Yeah, interesting question. Right? I mean, as technology evolve, I think for us, the tower design also evolve, right?
Okay.
Today, we have come up with an integrated tower solution, where on that tower, it's not just having a telecommunication requirement, equipment, but also you actually have a public Wi-Fi. You can provide public Wi-Fi, as well as a surveillance camera on that tower, and essentially, all this is making use of the location that you have to really drive in terms of the smart city concept that a lot of the councils, the states, cities are actually really pushing for. And essentially, if you look at the smart city concept, we have started applying in some of the councils in Malaysia. For example, in Kulim High Tech, where we partner together with Celcom DG to deliver this integrated posts or towers to deliver the service, right? And this actually meets the government's or city council's objective in terms of driving urban connectivity, green mobility, right? As well as as well as the security, public security, surveillance and security. I think as we see moving forward, based on some of the success that we've seen in some PBTs, this can easily be replicated in other cities, councils or state and across Malaysia.
Lastly, looking beyond MWC, what are EDOTCO's key priorities for maybe for the next 5 years, and also especially in driving Malaysia's digital infrastructure growth?
I think we will continue our drive in terms of driving the digital, the next generation digital connectivity. From EDOTCO perspective, I think the first priority is really to drive in terms of connectivity, 5G connectivity, not just from a coverage perspective, but also from a capacity perspective. Today, if you looked at, we have reached a coverage of more than 85% of coverage of 5G in Malaysia. And I think 5G is going to be the catalyst in terms of growing data demand and giving the consumer, right, the quality that they require and the services that they require, especially in terms of the increasing need for driving digital economy forward. So that's the first. Second is also continue to support the government and working together with the industry to bridge the digital divide. So, for example, there are a number of programs that the government have put forward, like Jendela, and CP, that they had previously to drive the connectivity in the rural areas. I think moving forward, Malaysia still have approximately about 3% of the population to be connected. And I think that's where that we will play a major role in terms of coming out with a solution that is a low cost, but is really effective in terms of addressing the rural connectivity, especially in the underserved area. point is really focusing in terms of driving this smart and sustainable infrastructure.
Yeah.
Right, with the smart tower, with this integrated pole, that's going to continue to be the next future of infrastructure moving forward. And that's going to drive, we are going to continue to drive this together with the government and the city councils. And also continue to drive in terms of our push for carbon neutral by 2030.
Yeah.
And then we'll continue to be the pioneer in terms of driving this green innovation, right, to really drive carbon emission down. Last but not least is continue to lead, yeah, in terms of the innovation story, that we continue to push the boundary, right, to deliver a more superior, more efficient and productive performance. Last but not least is also to put Malaysia up on the map and really driving as an innovation and not just an innovation, but also innovation as well as a connectivity hub for Malaysia, where I think that's going to be the key aspiration of Malaysia driving their digital agenda towards the future.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adlan Tajuddin, Group CEO of EDOTCO, shared his inspiration and also what's next, especially on EDOTCO's plan, maybe in 5 years and moving forward. This is a special show of Niaga AWANI in conjunction with Mobile World Congress 2025. I'm Harits Asyraf. Thank you for watching.
Nak coklat? Hari ni tak boleh. Nanti saya kena dengan mak saya.
Pepsodent baharu disahkan halal. Mikrokalsium aktif dan Proflorida kompleks membantu memperbaiki lubang halus akibat makanan manis sebelum menjadi kaviti untuk perlindungan maksimum. Pepsodent.
Baik, seterusnya kita teruskan dengan kumpulan wang simpanan pekerja KWSP yang baru saja mengumumkan dividen sebanyak 6.30% bagi simpanan konvensional dan simpanan syariah dengan jumlah agihan mencecah 73.23 bilion ringgit. Dan pencapaian ini datang di sebalik persekitaran ekonomi global yang mencabar, menunjukkan keberkesanan strategi pelaburan KWSP dalam mengimbangi pulangan yang kompetitif dengan keselamatan kewangan ahli untuk jangka panjang. Dan dengan mengambil kira faktor seperti pemulihan pasaran global dan juga domestik, pendekatan strategik dalam pengurusan risiko serta keutamaan kepada keseimbangan portfolio pelaburan, kita akan meneliti bagaimana KWSP mengekalkan prestasi yang mampan dan juga memastikan kesejahteraan kewangan ahlinya. Dan untuk mengulas perkara ini, kita bersama dengan Profesor Madya Dr. Aimi Azul Hazmi Abdul Rashid, penganalisis ekonomi UNIKL Business School. Baik, Assalamualaikum. Mungkin pertama sekali, Prof, kalau kita lihat KWSP telah mengumumkan dividen 6.30% seperti saya katakan tadi dan dengan jumlah agihan sebanyak 73.23 bilion. Jadi, apakah pandangan Prof mengenai faktor utama yang menyumbang kepada pencapaian ini secara keseluruhannya? Silakan.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi Nabilah dan para penonton sekalian. Okay, bagi saya satu keputusan yang baik apabila KWSP mengumumkan dividen sebanyak 6.3% bagi kedua-kedua simpanan konvensional dan juga simpanan syariah. Bagi saya ini adalah yang lebih tertinggi lebih daripada 5 tahun, dan terakhir pada tahun 2017 kita mendapat pulangan dividen yang lebih tinggi iaitu 6.9%, dan juga pada syariah juga 6.4%. Itu tahun pertama sewaktu KWSP memperkenalkan simpanan syariah. Jadi di sinilah menunjukkan walaupun pelbagai cabaran dan keupayaan KWSP untuk melabur dengan begitu baik, terutamanya mengimbangi pulangan pelaburan dari dalam dan juga daripada luar negara. Mereka juga begitu peka dengan apa yang berlaku dengan pelbagai faktor, terutamanya faktor kewangan sama di dalam negara maupun di luar negara. Malah di dalam negara saya boleh katakan lebih stabil, ya, tetapi banyak faktor di luar negara yang kita akan bincangkan nanti seperti geopolitik dan sebagainya yang sekaligus memberikan cabaran yang begitu getir kepada KWSP.
Dan Prof, kita boleh ibaratkan dengan pengumuman ini diibaratkan sebagai satu kejayaan untuk kita mensejahterakan kewangan untuk pencarum dan juga rakyat Malaysia. Tapi dalam keadaan pasaran yang tidak menentu pada tahun 2024, bagaimana Prof melihat strategi KWSP dalam mengimbangi risiko pelaburan sambil mengekalkan pelanggan yang mampan kepada ahlinya?
Pertama, seperti saya katakan tadi, KWSP cukup bijak mengimbangi pelaburan kerana begitu sensitif dengan perubahan pasaran global, terutamanya bagi faktor yang mencabar. Kita boleh katakan perubahan pelaburan dalam negara sebanyak 70% dan bakinya 30% adalah di luar negara. Jadi selain daripada itu juga KWSP mempunyai strategi yang bagus daripada aktiviti masuk dan keluar pasaran. Kerana ia juga melihat dari segi aspek perubahan nilai ringgit yang dulu kita pernah sampai 4.70 sen untuk setiap satu US dollar, kemudian turun pada 4 ringgit 20 sen dan kemudian pada masa ini naik balik setelah mengukuh 4 ringgit 20 sen naik balik pada 4 ringgit 45 sen hingga 4 ringgit 50 sen. Jadi maksud saya ini bukan hanya dari segi aspek keuntungan forex ataupun pertukaran wang asing, tapi juga dari keseluruhan pelaburan, bila nak masuk pelaburan luar negara, bila nak masuk pelaburan dalam negara. Dan di sinilah kebijaksanaan KWSP dalam mengimbangi risiko pelaburan. Pada masa yang sama juga, pengekalan OPR pada 3% oleh Bank Negara melalui dasar monetary memberikan kestabilan kewangan domestik. Saya mengatakan bahawa dari segi domestik kita ada masalah. Tapi pada masa sama juga ini memastikan pegangan tetap KWSP juga tidak bergajah stabilnya bon-bon yang diterbitkan oleh. Jadi bagi saya kebijaksanaan mungkin setelah bertahun-tahun melabur dan mahu memastikan bahawa para peserta KWSP sendiri, para ahli KWSP mampu dapat pulangan yang baik. Itu adalah menjadi misi utama pada KWSP itu sendiri.
Dan bercakap mengenai ini, KWSP juga ada menekankan kepentingan alokasi aset strategik ataupun SAA dalam mengekalkan kestabilan portfolio pelaburan. Jadi pada pandangan Prof sendiri, sejauh mana keberkesanan strategi ini dalam memastikan pulangan yang konsisten dan juga kompetitif untuk ahli-ahlinya mungkin dalam jangka masa panjang?
Baik Nabilah, keputusan kita lihat sendiri pulangan pelaburan itu sendiri dibuat yang berjaya dilaksanakan oleh KWSP dalam KWSP dengan 6.3% ini memberikan tunjukkan betapa KWSP berjaya mengimbangkan portfolio KWSP di dalam dan juga di luar negara. Pada masa yang sama juga di dalam negara dengan pasaran equity dengan indeks bursa Malaysia pada 1,400 hingga 1,600 perubahan pada tahun 2024. Selain daripada itu, pelaburan atau pegangan saham KWSP dalam beberapa syarikat strategik sama ada GLC maupun syarikat awam amat membantu. Dan kita melihat pada tahun 2024 keadaan ekonomi negara yang begitu baik, begitu mampan, dan banyak syarikat-syarikat mencatatkan keuntungan yang begitu berganda dalam pelbagai industri, terutamanya dari segi industri perbankan. Dan kalau kita melihat juga selain daripada KWSP, Khazanah juga kita nak quote juga mencatatkan pelaburan yang baik untuk tahun 2024 sehingga 5 bilion. Dari KWSP dengan Asset Under Management atau AUM adalah lebih besar dengan lebih daripada 1.2 trilion. Pastilah lebih berpengalaman dan mempunyai network yang baik, dan mereka sentiasa memastikan bahawa strategi mereka itu dapat mengekalkan pulangan kerana mereka pada masa yang sama perlu melindungi prinsipal ataupun pokok simpanan pokok oleh para peserta KWSP itu sendiri.
Masih lagi berkenaan dengan KWSP ini, di mana kalau kita lihat kepada ketidaktentuan geopolitik yang berlaku pada ketika ini dan segala perang dagangan yang berlaku antara Amerika dan juga China, dan juga dengan hampir separuh pendapatan pelaburan KWSP datang dari pasaran global, apakah cabaran utama yang dihadapi dalam menguruskan portfolio antarabangsa ini dan bagaimana ia memberi kesan kepada ekonomi negara secara keseluruhannya, Prof?
KWSP ini dia harus sensitif dan pandai untuk membaca pergerakan pasaran sebenarnya, Nabilah. Jadi kalau kita nak lihat dari segi aspek pelaburan, kita akan melihat apakah tindakan-tindakan apabila kerana dalam keadaan ekonomi yang terbuka, dalam keadaan media yang begitu pantas, kalau satu berlaku berita di Amerika Syarikat, the next second kita dah tahu apa yang akan berlaku. Jadi di sinilah sensitiviti dan proaktifnya KWSP itu sangat penting dalam menangani sebarang risiko ataupun perubahan dalam portfolio antarabangsa ini. Kita tak nafikan memang terdapat banyak pergolakan geopolitik, kalau kita boleh senaraikan, antaranya pergolakan yang masih berlaku di Eropah Timur di antara Rusia dan Ukraine, kemudian yang berlaku di Asia Tengah iaitu di Gaza sendiri dengan pertelingkahan antara Israel dan negara di sekeliling Teluk. Begitu juga yang di Asia Timur sendiri yang dikatakan akan berlaku sedikit pergeseran di antara negara China dan negara Taiwan. Jadi sebarang pergerakan termasuklah perubahan Trump tarif yang baru-baru ini dia akan mengenakan tarif dan kepada China dan seterusnya kepada Kanada dan juga Mexico, dan pada baru-baru ini Presiden Trump mengatakan bahawa dia juga akan mengenakan tarif kepada barangan yang diimport daripada Kesatuan Eropah. Jadi ini semua akan memberikan kesan kepada pergolakan ataupun perubahan pasaran kewangan dunia, dan KWSP harus peka pada setiap ketika, setiap saat, dan bekerjasama dengan rangkaian pelaburannya yang berada di luar negara maupun di dalam negara untuk mengenal pasti arah pasaran itu sendiri. Jadi the timing, Nabilah, is very important.
So the timing is very important, dan KWSP perlu peka dengan segala yang berlaku dalam sektor ekonomi di peringkat global. Dan kalau kita lihat selain dividen yang meningkat, KWSP juga mencatatkan peningkatan dalam pendaftaran ahli baru dan juga penyertaan dalam program seperti Asyraf. Jadi dari sudut pandangan ekonomi dan juga kewangan, bagaimana Prof melihat usaha KWSP dalam memperluas perlindungan sosial kepada lebih rakyat Malaysia ini? Mungkin bagaimana ia membantu dari jangka panjang juga. Bagaimana pendapat Prof tentang perkara ini?
Baik, Nabilah, bagi saya perubahan yang berlaku dalam pola pekerjaan negara seperti ramainya pekerja gig, banyak freelancer dan langkah yang diperkenalkan oleh KWSP seperti Asyraf, dan saya belum sebutkan lagi satu lagi, Sayang. Jadi Asyraf ni, cerita Asyraf dulu ini untuk very proaktif daripada KWSP untuk memperluaskan lagi perlindungan sosial kepada lebih ramai rakyat Malaysia, ramai yang bekerja menghantar makanan, ramai yang jadi IT, freelancer dan sebagainya. Kenapa? Kerana dengan Asyraf ini dia boleh memberi pulangan yang lebih baik daripada kalau mereka menyimpan wang di bank. Dia tak berisiko tinggi kalau mereka melabur seperti membeli kripto ataupun membeli saham dan sebagainya lagi. Dan ini dia juga memberikan dividen yang lebih tinggi. Kalau kita tengok dividen, kalau 6.3%, kalau kita tolak dengan kadar inflasi sebanyak 1.8% untuk tahun lepas, net pulangan dividen adalah 4.5%. Ini lebih tinggi daripada pulangan yang diberikan oleh bank-bank. Selain daripada itu, seperti Asyraf, dia juga ada bantuan lain seperti bantuan khairat kematian dan juga insentif dari kerajaan sendiri. Kerajaan top up lagi sehingga RM500 untuk set account. Dan penting sekali ada pelepasan cukai, kerana ini adalah satu rekod lah kepada mereka yang melabur. Dan kedua, seperti kata saya adalah Sayang, di mana para pencarum boleh juga memberikan kepada isteri mereka atau pasangan mereka yang tidak bekerja di rumah sehingga 2%. Dan ini menunjukkan betapa KWSP dalam hal kami kehendak ataupun perubahan yang berlaku di dalam pasaran negara Malaysia di sini.
Dan Prof, kenaikan dividen yang tertinggi sejak tahun 2017 ini, kita tahu secara tidak langsung memberikan sedikit kelegaan kepada semua pencarum-pencarum. Namun dari sudut pandang lain juga, kenaikan dividen tinggi ini menyebabkan ramai ahli teruja sehingga untuk menyebabkan mereka mengeluarkan wang daripada akaun fleksibel tersebut. Jadi namun adakah ini langkah yang tepat memandangkan simpanan KWSP sepatutnya bukan untuk persarahan saja dan juga mereka tidak boleh sewenang-wenangnya digunakan untuk perbelanjaan harian walaupun adanya sedikit fleksibiliti di situ. Apa pandangan Prof?
Akaun fleksibel itu sebenarnya itu saja yang diberikan untuk dia dibenarkan untuk para pencarum untuk mengeluarkannya. Contohnya pada waktu kecepatan. Kita maklum akaun satu itu akaun persaraan, akaun dua itu untuk pengeluaran seperti pembelian rumah ataupun penyakit yang perlu ataupun pendidikan pencarum maupun kepada anak-anak mereka. Akaun fleksibel ini adalah apa yang saya katakan keputusan daripada apa yang berlaku semasa COVID seperti pandemik hari itu bila kerajaan membenarkan para pencarum mengeluarkan dan seterusnya kita terus mahu mengeluarkan apa yang ada di KWSP dan setelah ekonomi berubah, ekonomi telah terbuka kembali maupun meningkat yang begitu baik kita lihat 2024 KDNK naik hingga 5.1% orang dapat bekerja balik, dapat berniaga balik. Jadi kerajaan tetap membenarkan KWSP melaksanakan akaun fleksibel 10%. Jadi kita harus ingat, saya tahu jumlah pengeluaran akaun fleksibel ini tetapi bagi saya ini situasi yang sementara mungkin apabila mereka menyedari dengan pulangan yang baik yang diberikan oleh KWSP sehingga sedang maka mungkin lebih ramai mengeluarkan dan bagi saya kita harus ingat bahawa KWSP ini hanyalah bukannya sewenang-wenangnya seperti yang Nabilah katakan tadi boleh dikeluarkan tetapi kita harus menggunakan dengan bijak kerana ini adalah wang simpanan untuk hari tua kita, hari persaraan kita nanti.
Prof, mungkin berbakikan dalam 2 minit satu soalan terakhir. Kalau kita lihat KWSP sering menekankan keseimbangan antara pulangan yang kompetitif dan juga keselamatan kewangan jangka panjang ahli. Pada pendapat Prof, apakah langkah-langkah yang perlu terus diambil untuk memastikan KWSP kekal relevan dan berdaya tahan dalam jangka panjang?
Okey, baik. Kalau kita nak lihat secara keseluruhannya KWSP itu dia memberikan pulangan yang baik dan lebih tinggi daripada kalau kita melabur di bank atau tempat simpanan di bank. Tadi pulangan bersih saja daripada 6.3%, tolak inflasi tinggal 4.5%. Masih tinggi daripada simpanan bank mungkin 2 hingga 2.5%. Pada masa yang sama dia juga menekankan tentang keselamatan kewangan jangka panjang para ahli. Prinsipalnya dijamin. Kalau kita simpan duit di bank pun dia akan jamin sehingga 250,000 saja. Dan pada masa yang sama kita jangan terlalu tergoda dengan pelaburan di luar sana. Yang harus kita ingatlah prinsipal dalam pelaburan ni high risk, high return, low risk, low return. Tak ada yang pulang yang tinggi dan risikonya rendah. Itu saja Nabilah daripada saya.
Mungkin nak tambah sikit lagi, mungkin sedikit unjuran dan juga jangkaan Prof. Kalau melihat prospek ekonomi Malaysia pada tahun 2025 pada kita ini, apakah implikasinya juga terhadap KWSP kalau kita mengambil kira ketegangan geopolitik seperti yang kita dah bincangkan awal tadi, inflasi dan perubahan dasar ekonomi global. Mungkin sedikit unjuranlah daripada Prof sendiri.
Tahun 2025 ini segi domestik tak ada masalah. Kita stabil sehingga dan Bank Negara kelihatannya akan mengekalkan OPR pada 3%. Dan ini memberikan kestabilan dari pasaran domestik dan daripada permintaan pengguna dan pelbagai industri pembinaan, kewangan dan sebagainya. Namun begitu, apa yang kita curigakan, apa yang kita risaukan adalah pergolakan geopolitik di luar negara. Terutamanya perubahan yang berlaku di Eropah Timur maupun perubahan-perubahan yang mahu dibuat secara drastik oleh Presiden baru Amerika Syarikat Donald Trump dengan yang kita katakan Trump tariff dan sebagainya. Adakah ia akan menyebabkan keseluruhan perdagangan antarabangsa mengecut untuk tahun ini ataupun menurun sekurang-kurangnya? Jadi ini akan memberikan kesan kepada pelbagai sektor ekspor kita, terutamanya dari segi ekspor elektronik dan elektrik. Begitu juga dengan pelbagai ekspor kita ke luar negara. Mungkin dia akan memberi terkesan dengan kurangnya permintaan daripada negara-negara luar, seperti yang berlaku. Dan yang merisaukan juga adakah ia akan memberikan kesan kepada kelebihan dagangan kita yang semakin mengecil, ya, lebihan dagangan kita semakin kecil walaupun kita mencatatkan positif 27 berturut-turut, tetapi ada kerisauan sama ada pengurangan ekspor ini akan menyebabkan kita mengalami defisit dari segi perdagangan. Itu yang kita risaukan, dan ini boleh memberikan kesan kepada ekonomi dunia. Dan ketidaktentuan ekonomi juga bahan yang terlalu drastik kepada pasaran global, dan ini juga mungkin menjejaskan pulangan pelaburan KWSP sendiri di luar negara dan ia terpaksa bergantung kepada pelaburan di dalam negara. Jadi keseimbangan itu akan lebih, dan KWSP harus lebih harus lebih berhati-hati, harus lebih peka dengan apa yang berlaku pada masa ke semasa.
Terkesan itu sudah pasti, namun sejauh mana kesan itu kepada kita, itu menjadi persoalan, dan sudah tentu KWSP perlu sentiasa peka dan menjadi ataupun mempelbagaikan strategi mereka untuk meneruskan kesejahteraan kewangan kepada rakyat dan juga pencarum, dan KWSP akan terus memainkan peranan penting dalam memastikan kesejahteraan kewangan rakyat Malaysia terutama dalam menghadapi cabaran ekonomi global. Dan dengan strategi pelaburan yang berdaya tahan dan pendekatan yang seimbang antara risiko serta pulangan, KWSP bukan sahaja menawarkan dividen yang kompetitif tetapi juga memastikan kestabilan jangka panjang untuk ahlinya. Jadi terima kasih diucapkan kepada Profesor Madya Dr. Aimi Zulhazmi Abdul Rashid, penganalisis ekonomi Uni KL Business School, atas perkongsian yang komprehensif itu tadi, dan semoga perbincangan ini memberi manfaat dalam merancang masa depan kewangan anda. Dan segala perbincangan ini akan kami rangkumkan dalam semua platform digital Astro AWANI dan juga astroawani.com.
Nak coklat? Hari ni tak boleh. Nanti saya kena dengan mak saya.
Pepsodent baharu disahkan halal. Mikrokalsium aktif dan Proflorida Kompleks membantu memperbaiki lubang halus akibat makanan manis sebelum menjadi kaviti untuk pelindungan maksimum. Pepsodent.
Alibaba Cloud unveiled latest AI offerings to advance Malaysia's AI agenda. What's next? What's new? And what are the exciting opportunities for Malaysia moving forward? Let's hear my conversation with Mr. Kun Huang, the General Manager of Malaysia for Alibaba Cloud Intelligence. All right, Mr. Kun, thank you for joining us. Maybe you can share with us what are the cutting edge of AI solution opportunities that Alibaba Cloud is showcasing?
Yes, so Alibaba Cloud, as you may know, is the digital technology and intelligence bone of Alibaba Group. So we are the #1 in Asia talking about cloud computing. And we came to Malaysia 7 years ago. We built our data center. We have our local team and support a lot of local Malaysian customers. So talking about the cutting edge AI technology. So today we have three things I would like to share with the audience. The first one is, of course, our AI infrastructure. And the second thing is our large language model, our Q1 large language model families. And of course, we have a lot of applications based on our AI capabilities. Yeah.
As we know that changes move faster and quicker, and we know that businesses need to move faster to adopt this. Maybe you can share with us, how is Alibaba Cloud leveraging AI to enhance industries such as healthcare, logistics, even finance?
Yes. I think the difference between Alibaba Cloud and other vendors is we have a full ecosystem, because we have our e-commerce business, we have our fintech business. Our AI is built on these real scenarios. So we have AI applications for e-commerce, for fintech. So we try to use our best practice to empower the local Malaysians business.
Mr. Kun, maybe you can share with us some of the stories that probably businesses, organization, or individual have successfully adopt AI to boost their initiative or even efforts.
Actually, we have got a lot of use cases, whether in China or overseas market. Like today, we announced our collaboration with YTL AI Lab, PNB, and also H7. It also showcased our AI capabilities in Malaysia as well. And besides that, we want to build a comprehensive AI ecosystem. That's the reason why we announced a program that we want to have more AI partners, AI ecosystem partners, to make sure a lot of companies in Malaysia know how to adopt the AI in their business.
And we know for businesses, there are a variety of skills. Some are big, some are small. What some of the AI services that are tailored to SMEs, the small medium players, and even the large entrepreneurs?
Of course, for the SMB customers, I know around 95% of Malaysia's business are SMB, so they are very important for Malaysia's economy. So for the SMB, of course, we provide a lot of support to SMB customers for them to use the AI technology. We have some coupon, we have some training program to let them know how to use the AI technology.
And we know this AI services and offerings is to enhance Malaysia's AI agenda. But can you share with us the situation for Malaysia right now, the readiness to adopt in AI technology? Are we as fast, or can we adapt this as quickly as we can?
Of course, according to my observation, I see, from the government side, they just funded the National AI Office. It also show, the government put a lot of importance on the AI. So they set up the National AI Office. It's also very great honor for us to see, the CEO of National AI Office, San Majid, share, his plan for the, the National AI Office. This is from the government side. Of course, from the business side, according to a statistics shows that 47% of the people in Malaysia are ready for the AI adoption. And also, when I, in my daily work, I also talk to my partners, my customers. They are very interested in the AI. They want to know more about AI, how AI can empower their business, how AI can help them to improve their efficiency. There are quite a lot of topics about AI, and that is also the reason why today we have this Alibaba Cloud AI Tech Day. We want to share our best practice in the AI, and also we invite our customer, our partner, to share their AI, how to use AI in this conference as well. Yeah.
And we know this year Malaysia is the chairmanship for ASEAN 2025. It's not only about us leading our neighboring countries, but it's also we are learning from each other. Maybe you can share with us some of the services offerings that you have provided for other countries that Malaysia can adapt the best practices within our local context.
I think for AI is still in the early age. I think at this moment, every country, every company is the same. So the earlier you adopt AI, the more benefits you will enjoy. This is, I think, for the AI is, according to me, according to my observation, is equal. So no matter if you're from Malaysia or from other countries, if you have the mindset, if you really want to use it, I think it's equal to everyone. Yeah.
Maybe you can share with us what some of the future plannings for Alibaba Clouds to integrate more solutions, integrated opportunities within the Malaysia AI landscape.
Yes, definitely. We are a very important player in AI fields. So our large language model called Q1 is the most open large language model in the world. And we also, like today's AI Tech Day, we bring a lot of, the applications or the models to Malaysia. We want the Malaysian people, we want the Malaysian government, our customer to use our AI, large language model to empower their business. Yeah.
Mr. Gu, my last question. What's your wish list and hope moving forward for Malaysia to position itself as an AI innovation hub with the support from Alibaba Cloud?
Yes, I'm based in Malaysia. I'm in charge of Alibaba Cloud Malaysia business. Of course, I want to bring the latest AI and the cloud computing technology to Malaysia. I want to introduce more about our partners, ecosystem partners solution, AI solution, especially AI solution to Malaysia as well. I hope Malaysia will do better and do faster than other countries in the world, especially in the AI application. Yeah.
Please sayang, jangan tinggalkan Lai.
Dia ada perempuan lain.
Mahligai gagal dibina.
Macam mana aku boleh ada kat sini? Adik dah bangun. Nama adik siapa? Ni ke Abang Syukri?
Cinta yang saling melengkapi.
Ingatan abang makin hari makin merosot.
Abang nikmat terbesar padamu.
Kini mula dicemburui. 1000 tahun mulai 5 Mac 9 malam di Astro Ria dan Astro Go.
Number one is be really deliberate with the information that you share online. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't share it. Understand who you're sharing it with and how that information will be used. Number two, always protect your identity. Using things like multi-factor authentication and strong passwords, those are table stakes. Those are the basics. Everyone should be doing that from the earliest ages. There are going to be lots of people coming at you online. They're going to be coming to you online. Always questioning sources of information, questioning sources of communication, and ensuring their authenticity before proceeding to share information is really important. I've been in cybersecurity now for 4 years, and I've been in technology for 30. And I have a family, and the way that I think about my life every day has fundamentally changed. Not that I'm more paranoid, not that I'm more fearful, but I am cautious. And I think the thing for all of us to recognize is that there are intended and unintended consequences of our online lives. And thinking about this notion of digital trust very deeply is very important for families all over this world and in any industry, in any line of work. So when I'm being attacked, it's not just about me, it's about everyone that I come into contact with, online and offline. And so it starts with this deep awareness that I am interconnected. And in this hyper-connected world, everything that I do is either contributing to or taking away from this notion of digital trust. And so I have to understand the impact of my own actions as an individual, and then as a member of a corporation and as a member of society. And so my own individual practices, the practices of every citizen, has this spider web effect. It impacts everyone else around us. Gen Z was born with social media. Gen Z lives their life online. For someone in my generation, that can be scary. And so rather than combating or denying this next generation and how this next generation operates online, I think we have to lean into it. So rather than deciding what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do online, let's just make sure that the population understands that their decisions need to be deliberate. I never want my actions online to be accidental or for me to be a victim of someone else's decision. "60% of organizations are reporting that they are worried about AI. And that AI produces a lot of new risks in the cybersecurity landscape in their companies. But the thing that's concerning is only about 37% of those same organizations say that they're taking action. And they're taking action to make sure that AI is deployed safely in the organization. That's a gap we can't afford anymore.
There's despair and despondency, there's disruption, displacement, and we're dealing in the world right now where you've got climate change, you've got the rise of conflict, the duration, the ferocity of conflicts is even harder, and you've got all that existing inequality. And it's my job and my team's job to try and bring together the system, I hope the movement, the humanitarian movement, in response. I'm a sort of diplomat to my core, and I believe in that last 3 feet, you know, that interaction between humans, which is irreplaceable. And if we are going to rise to the challenge of this disrupted world that we're living in, disordered world that we're experiencing right now, then we do need these moments when people come together and try to fix problems together. I mean, that's the space we're in right now. It's clear to me that the international institutions can't do this. Governments, nation states can't do this. Business can't do it, civil society can't do it. So it's only by joining those dots that we're going to build the sorts of coalitions that can get out there and meet these challenges. I think we've got to be very, very careful about throwing aside this scaffolding that was built with such patience and tenacity by previous generations after the Second World War, when we've seen the cost of not talking to each other, the cost of not trying to find these global solutions. Few people are in the market right now for defending institutions, defending hierarchies. You know, the world is becoming more disordered. But in the midst of all that, you need somewhere to resolve these crises. There are some brutal choices for us as the UN humanitarian system, and these are the toughest moments for me and the team. You know, we've already taken those difficult choices to try to reach 190 million of those 300. You know, just think about what that means in terms of 110 million that we've decided that even if we get the money we need, we're not going to reach. There's a message to the incoming American administration that we need you engaged. You know, you can't expect that these fires that we're raging around the world won't reach you. These pandemics will reach you. The effects of the climate crisis will reach you. Massive migration as people escape conflicts will reach you. So if you want to make America great at home, you've got to be out there trying to build a golden age for the world as well, and not just America. And then I think there's a message for other governments that if this is the moment that America pulls back from the world, retreats from the world, I hope it won't, then others have to emerge to fill that vacuum. Others have to step up. We have a great example of partnership with the private sector, which is our Central Emergency Response Fund, which at times responds in as little as 6 minutes to crises, cyclones, massive displacement of people, and as a way of mobilizing really fast intervention. And we've got brilliant private sector partnerships with that.
We are at a pivotal moment in history, right? And I do feel that the more you can look back, the further you can look ahead. And I think it's important because as we go through a period of turmoil, take the AI revolution, for instance, right? There are several instances in past history that we can go back to. The Industrial Revolution, the launch of the railroad, the mechanization of industries. And really, they give us a template about how technology really spreads, how the adoption is, and how really in the long run it ends up reshaping societies. I'm actually fascinated bizarrely by the American Civil War and the personality of Abraham Lincoln, who I think is one of the most exceptional and wonderful leaders ever to emerge in history. So there is a little bust of Lincoln in my home office. And I'm really inspired and drawn by his character, the various adversity he went through in early childhood, the strength of character he demonstrated in leading the Union during the Civil War, and sadly the tragic end he came to. When he became the president, the Union was pretty much falling apart. Nobody felt that he had the personal characteristics to be able to lead the Union. But the natural eloquence that he had, right, and he wrote so beautifully, allowed him to string together the sentiments that really appealed to people across the board. Reading history really gives you that ability to detach yourself from the here and now and to think sort of maybe more clinically or more sort of holistically at a situation. If you're in the moment, in the heat of the moment, sometimes you lose that perspective. Even though it's been many, many decades since I left university, I read extensively, right? In a sort of a good year, I'll try and read at least 60 or 70 books. And I think that habit of lifelong learning, again, is something I picked up, from my undergraduate days, if not before.
seeing it 2024 being the most expensive year ever with humanity on planet Earth in terms of extreme events hitting the economies around the world. We also have the latest economic assessment showing that already by 2050, we will risk having almost 20% reduction in global GDP because of extreme events and climate impacts. We are, within the next 10 years, going to permanently go through 1.5, very likely, and we'll have an overshoot period. And this overshoot of at least 30, 40 years, taking us to 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, before we potentially come back to 1.5, if we're able to decarbonize the global economy. So it will get worse before it gets better. So we will be looking back at 2024 as a quite harmonious year. That is the harsh reality we're facing. Transitioning towards decarbonized, sustainable production systems in business gives competitive edge. So even without subsidies, you can earn more, get better returns on investment through sustainable investments. And of course, there's a transition phase, but there's no doubt, I would argue today, from the evidence we have, that the transition to sustainability is an opportunity rather than a sacrifice. So one, of course, is that there's so much more evidence than transitioning away from oil, coal, and gas and moving towards a renewable energy provision and electricity-based production system reduces costs from the oil barrels and the coal to much, much more efficient and cheaper energy sources. By moving from linear production systems to more circular production system, you build up more resilient value chains as well. So you're able to be less dependent on one source of phosphorus or one source of methane or one source of rare earth metals. You can become, you have a portfolio of options. Diversity plays as well for business as it does for ecosystems. But if you fail to make that investment, we have so much evidence that the costs of a business as usual pathway exceeds with a factor, often more than a factor 10, the earnings you make on the short term. You can run an unsustainable profit-making business if you just think of the next quarter, 2 or 3, but that will cost you massive invoices down the line. Admittedly, it's tough. Things are costing more than expected. It's more challenging than expected in this first step of the transition. But on the long term, we know where the landing zone is, and we have enough evidence that that will be a winning path.
Di era digital, pemasaran bukan hanya tentang penjualan semata-mata.